and the headlights look so good. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So today we're going to be installing the new headlights on the Fusion, and if you missed it in the last video, these are the Mustang style headlights for the 2013 through 2016 Ford Fusion. Now, I've never actually messed with headlights before. I did the taillights not too long ago, but this is going to be just a little bit more invasive. You do have to take off the bumper to get access to the headlights. It's mainly just hardware and tabs. Also, pro tip, have a plastic bag ready so you don't lose any hardware. Also, you might want to wear some gloves. I'm kind of already to that point. And there's a few different methods that you can use to get the clips off, but investing in one of these is probably your best bet. These things make it a lot easier to get leverage and an angle, so yeah, definitely recommend these if you don't want to spend like 20 minutes just on a single clip, because they are plastic pieces, so they're not really worth any damage to you or your car, and this is only a couple bucks. Now, there's already a lot of tutorials out there on how to do this, but I'll go ahead and give you guys a quick little rundown just before I actually pull the bumper off. So you have two main clips that hold it right here, and then screws and more clips along the center. 3 clips along here, one at the bottom, one right here in the center, and one actually closer to the fender. Same thing on the other side. Then underneath the car you have a handful of bolts, a few in the center, 2 attaching this side, and 2 more on this side. And that's basically it. So I actually don't need the bumper off more than it already is. As you can see, I have full access to the headlights. Now we can bring out the new headlights. Right here. And there's number 2. One of the advantages of having new parts is you actually get to see specific areas you have to address, whether it's wiring, clips, or tabs, you'll have an idea. And so here we have the driver's side, so let's get these out and size them up. I forgot to show you guys this in the unboxing video, but it comes with this extra little harness, but there's no exposed wires or anything, so I think it should plug in directly. It's a little bit easier if you jack up your car and get your bumper out of the way, but for you guys that don't have the space or the setup to do all that, so I want to show you guys you can do it too. Alright, I'm going to figure out the wiring and I will get back to you on the passenger side. Alright guys, I was able to get this side on and functioning properly. All the wiring that basically it comes with is just to supplement the additional factors that the car does. It's very similar to the taillights where all the additional wiring is already installed. It's just a matter of you plugging it in. So this wire right here that has this tab that clicks into here actually attaches itself to the bottom of your stock headlight if you have factory fog lights. If you don't, then you don't got to worry about it. You just remove it from the headlight and plug it back in. And I'm assuming that they attached it to the headlight just so it's out of the way. So when I'm putting the bumper back on, I'll button this up nice and clean, and you won't even know anything was done. So again, that plug is only for the driver's side, so once you get the screws off, you can start sliding it out. There is this piece that holds the headlight in position, so if you're finding that it's moving but the bottom's not coming out, you might need to take these off and separate the screw from the bracket. But assuming you got your headlight off, next thing you need to do is you need to take off this bracket. As you can see, I have 2 10mm bolts holding in position. And that piece transfers directly to right here, and then from there it attaches to the car. Once you have both the screws off, you just pop this out of place. Just like that. It's really that easy, and it just bolts right back onto the new one. Slides right in. You can start screwing these with your fingers as well. And I would say leave it just a little bit loose because you might want to play around with the fitment once the headlights are on the car. And so now we can actually install the headlight. So you get it in position, nice and slow so you don't scratch anything. Sorry if it's not here to film it, but these 3 plugs plug in directly to the housing. 3 plugs are right here, but it's probably out of frame, so I apologize. But nonetheless, it's pretty self-explanatory from this point. They do have these little yellow rubber stoppers just to keep everything secure before install. You are going to need to secure this piece, but I'm leaving that for after I've gotten the fitment that I want. Alright guys, got the fitment just how I want it. Really happy with it, and did it on both sides. And one of the things I always suggest, if you get a new piece and it involves wiring, always check it to make sure it works. I checked these, everything works normally. So now I just gotta button everything back up, and I will give you guys a grand review. And real quick, I was just saving this for you guys. Oh man, it's tearing. Alright guys, bumper is back on. The fitment is really nice, and the headlights look so good. So this is them with the running lights and the hazards on. So the running lights are just the halos that surround the projector and the high beam, and the turn signals are the Mustang gills, and they are sequential right out of the box. No extra wiring for that or anything. If you guys remember, this piece was orange and now it's clear and it looks a lot nicer. The headlights are crazy bright. They are H7 bulbs for those of you that were asking, and I could not be happier with the final result. The install is actually really easy. The hardest part is basically just taking off the bumper, but if you've done it before, you know it's not that invasive, more just time consuming. And as you guys saw me do, it's possible to do it with minimal equipment. So if you're looking to do this, you don't need to necessarily go out of your way to install these. So as you can see, it is actually pretty dark out. It's pretty late too, but these headlights have no problem dealing with darkness, and they actually shine really, really bright. It's really clean too. And so these headlights are plug and play for everything that the stock ones could do, but there is an added feature that the seller did tell me about. So these 3 gills are the turn signals, but they also have a function where they turn white and are used as DRLs. So they do have a DRL function, but because it's not something that the actual factory lights come with, it is something that you do have to mess with the wiring for. Now I do have plans to customize these headlights, so because of that, I'm not really gonna mess with the wiring. So that way I can leave a blank canvas for whoever's gonna work on them, and they don't have to mess with any janky wiring because I'm probably not the best at it. But yeah, Mustang style headlights and Porsche style taillights on a Ford Fusion. How about that? Then I would say the other thing is there's so much room for customization of these because these are really, really good foundations. There's this company, Illumination Automotive, that basically replicates what you can do to an S550 headlight in the terms of RGB, color chasing, flow patterns, and applies it to these headlights, which I really, really like. And those 2 extra little gold modules, I just attached to some of the harnesses that were already in the engine bay because they were already out of the way. It is secure, and I drove it around just to make sure it was all good. It's all good. And then adjusting the headlights is super easy with these little screws right here. But other than that, I think that's it, guys. And real quick before I go, I just want to give a big shout out to Lawrence Green Jr., Life of Fusion, and Maxwell Kramer. Love the photo, by the way. There wasn't a specific format to get a shout out, but I just really liked you guys' comments. So thank you. And those of you that already follow me on Instagram already saw the final product. But if you want to follow me on there, here's the tag right here. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more Fusion content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.